All right, today I am working on the capital C. So with this practice session, I'm going to start with a bit of study. And the way I study these letters is I draw them with a pencil as perfectly as I can based on a copy from one of the old penmanship books. So the script I'm practicing is business penmanship, and I'm using the book Modern Business Penmanship by E.C. Mills, which is a classic. It's one of the more difficult variations of business penmanship, so I don't always go for what Mills prescribes in terms of letter form, but the C that he does I like a lot. It's a little more slanted and stylish. So I'm going to draw that now, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to settle for that. After a good almost 4 or 5 minutes, it took me to draw that with a pencil based off of my copy from the Mills Modern Business Penmanship book. Take your time. C is actually a pretty hard letter to draw because it's such an oval shape, and it's just really hard to draw a clean oval. So, as I always say, this isn't perfect, but it's good enough to trace, and that's what I do next. That's the second part of my study, is I get a dry pen, which I have right here, and I trace it very slowly using muscular movement. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll be right back. All right, that was another 3-4 minutes of tracing that I just did. And when I'm doing this, I'm just going very slowly around the letter using muscular movement. I'm just trying to feel whatever my arm needs to do to follow this letter form. I'm not trying to force it, and I'm just trying to feel what it feels like in my arm and in my hand. I'm looking for any tension in my hand, in my arm, in my back, in my neck. Anywhere in my body that I'm tensing up, I'm trying to let go of that tension as well. And I'm just looking at the form. I'm learning more about what this letter actually is supposed to look like. So that's tracing. Once I'm done with tracing, I will move into doing some kind of warm-ups / drills for the C. The first one I'm going to do is just a basic oval, indirect oval or direct oval. See, this is on slant, just like the C is. All right, now I'm going to step it up a little bit with the same warm-up and just connect these ovals across the line like this. All right, that's a good drill just for controlling the exit out of the C. So you're doing some ovals and then you're transitioning to another one. Just kind of helps you think about where is this exit stroke going to go. Now I'll move more into what I would call drills, because now we're really thinking about the shape of the C and trying to practice how to make that shape without actually just making the letter. So basically making it a little easier for us to make the letter of the C. That's the whole point of these drills. It's just to get us making the right movements. And the first one is going to be similar to the oval drill, but I just start with the loop of the C here. So I have my loop. I'm just going to do that. Then I'll do direct ovals. So it's all right. Now I'm going to step this drill up again and do a full retrace, so that I'm not only just starting with the loop, but every time I come around, I'm going to make this loop with every retrace. So you'll see that here. All right, that's the retrace drill, and it's really great for rhythm too, especially if you're learning muscular movement. Being able to do this drill shows that you've gained a certain level of rhythm and control over the pen with your arm. Now we're ready to do some C's. So I'm going to get my pen out. So now that I've done my practice, I've done my study, I've done my warm-ups, I've done my drills. Now it's ready to make some letters and just accept whatever comes out of the pen. That's always my philosophy when practicing. So I'll just make a few. I like to analyze my work. It's really critical that you do that. When you start making letters, don't just make pages and pages of letters. Take a look at what you've done, recognize the mistakes, and then move on. Key mistakes I'm seeing here. Obviously, some of these aren't hitting the baseline. Some of them are, which is great. This one just missed. But yeah, some of them are not hitting the baseline, which is a problem. The length of these loops, I want this loop to come about halfway down. So that one's actually good, but this one didn't come down far enough. It's a little fat. So I'm looking at the shape and the length of the loop. I really want it to be, this one's not bad right here. I want it to be parallel with this line, with the back of the C as well, or almost parallel. So this one's too fat and a little short because we didn't really come up all the way to the top here, so it's only from here to here. It's a little short. This one's probably the best, although I didn't get a good entry stroke on it, and I went above the top line there. So yeah, the loop needs some work. The shape of the C is okay. Some are better than others. This one's a little flat in the back. This one's a little rounded. This one's looking pretty good. So is this one. This one's a little upright. So I really want the axis of the C to be on that slant line, like these are right here. This one might be a little upright. Just take a look. Another thing I'm noticing I've been struggling with is this entry stroke. I don't want it to loop up like this. I want it to just come in right down. So let me make some more and take another look. All right, just made some more. I'm not going to go through the analysis here again, but I typically would take another look at it and say, all right, what am I doing here? And I don't try to really correct mistakes. I think it's really important just to become aware of the mistakes, see where you're making the mistakes, and then let your hand figure it out. It's just too many things to keep in your mind at once. I mean, I identified a bunch of mistakes with those C's before. There's no way you're going to make a good C, and I think actually the reason why I made some really bad ones here is because I was thinking about the mistakes and how I could correct them. That being said, this one's not bad. That one's actually pretty close to what I'm going for. I'm looking at my sample up here, the one that I drew, and it's not far off. So something to work on. There's always something to work on. But then after I've made some individual C's, I typically want to go into making connections, so C connections with other letters. A good one to do is with other C's, so I can do that with lowercase c's. Typically I'll try to make them bigger and then go smaller. C and E is a tough one that I've been working on. Let's see what I can do. Anyway, that's the practice session. I might also go into doing some other connections, writing some actual words. Cell is a good word to write with C that I've been practicing lately. It's just a good flowing word to work on. So that's it. That's the C. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to help out. Thanks for watching.